defaulting. I don't know why. So we're restarting the stream. We're just going to dive right into it. So welcome back if you're back. And let's do this. So, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of getting settled here because we're having a little bit of technology goodness tonight. Just want to make sure we're in good shape here so we can just dive into the content and go for it. Sticking around, right into it. So, welcome. Hey, what's going on? Yes. All right. So it looks like chat worked now on the reload. Cool. I can see the chat now. So good. All right. What's up, Eureka over on Behance? What's up? Congratulations. Thank you, Salza. Abdullah, we've got a Behance portfolio to check out. Let's just jump into some of this while we let the stream kind of catch up with things. I want to check you guys out here. I'm also going to turn on... No, I'm not. I don't want to break things. Let's put this here. Just some housekeeping. My chat so I can still see you guys. All right. Cool. Check it out. Guys, be sure to give Abdullah a follow from Egypt. Some cool stuff in here. Very cool. Very cool. What else we have here? From Eureka, let's check out your portfolio. What do we got here? All right, over in the Behance chat. This is Eureka. Be sure to give Eureka a follow. Boom, follow. Very cool. I'm digging this. I love this look. Very nice. Very cool. My Spanish is a little rusty. Very clean. I'm digging it. Nice work. Thanks for sharing. Guys, be sure to like and follow. Do all the things. All right. It looks like we're back up and running and the Behance chat is working. That's fantastic news. Oh, so good. Okay, cool. Let's get to it. I hope. All right. So what we're trying to do before the software got a little bit crazy, something was happening on my computer. Oh, so much better. It feels like it's working now. All right. So we're going to be working on my friend Paul's logo and his brand. So if you caught any of the last stream, just in case you didn't, I've got the replay up on the entire process here. Super cool stuff. Check it out. It's on Behance, it's on YouTube. We got this far to this logo, okay? And then I started playing around with color, and then it was just really buggy, so I restarted everything. So we're getting to work. Feel free to jump into the comments over on YouTube or Facebook or Behance Live. I think we're streaming everywhere. I suppose I should just double check that real quick. Looks like we're up here. Cool. Cool. All right. I think we're up. I think we're working. So good. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's start building colors. So what I was doing, had this image in here. We got some color swatches filled out. Oh, this is a million times better. I'm so glad I restarted. Okay, cool. So I'm going to visualize so you guys can see what I'm doing. Greens, maybe. All right. These were samples of other ways we could do color. Just kind of playing around, showing you guys some different ideas for making color swatches. Doesn't really matter. Just finding ways to explore how we're going to show off the color and some ideas for the brand. So I'm just gonna move these up here. And what I'm doing right now, just kind of warming up. Honestly, it's been a long couple weeks for me. We're moving office spaces. My wife is pregnant and about to have a baby, and lots of crazy in our world right now. Streaming from the house again, and I just feel a little rusty, to be honest. I feel a little bit like I'm kind of foggy, so I'm just trying to warm up here and get ready to be designing again. Just kind of play around with some colors, and how I'm going to use these here in just a minute is probably like this. Here's what we're going to do. So the original looks, as I explained in the last slide before I had to kill the feed, you'll notice the baseline here is a little bit off centered. So if I click on this guide, maybe, there we go, rotate it. It's tough to see on that blue. This is a really bad example. Maybe we'll do it on the pink. Anyway, you can see the baseline is not perfectly horizontal. So we fixed that in this version here, okay? So anytime I show a logo to a client, I typically like to show it in black and white or grayscale, kind of like what I've done here. So now that I have this look, I kind of want to push it further with color. So the other thing that I've done tonight is the original file that I started designing in. I had this V1, so logo artboard V1. So this file is the original file I started with last week when I was doing this, okay? So then what I did is I went ahead and I went into Finder with the file selected, hit Command D to just duplicate the file real quick. Come up here. By real quick, I mean after we're done beach balling. Oh man. All right, so once we clone it, then I'd hit the return key on my keyboard, hit the right arrow, and then just delete this real quick and hit, this could be V3 and then hit return. And now I've got a cloned file that I can start working in, okay? So that's what I did to get this version 2 file open. So now what I can do is kind of clean this up a little bit. All this old stuff that we were kind of playing around with can delete and go away. We can clean up our artboard a little bit. Shift O to get my artboard tool, and I can just delete these extra artboards. Beach ball. Oh man. All right. Sorry, guys. Checking a couple things here. All right. So, doing some house cleaning. Now, let's use these colors. Let's just kind of play around. And to be honest, I don't even know if these are the colors I want to work with. I'm just kind of, again, warming up a little bit. I'm trying to get up to speed here. So I also want to remove any of these that we're not going to use because it's kind of confusing. You'll notice that we didn't fix the horizontal or the baseline on this guy here, on any of these really. So let's go ahead and delete these so we don't accidentally use those. Delete that one. All right, so we're working with this guy here. Looks good. That looks good. We're in good shape. But you know what? Just to be sure, I'm going to delete these too. And that way I'm certain that we're using the actual For Reals final logo. Center it up. Remember to breathe. That one's for you, Paul. So, calming down a little bit. The stream seems to be working. Sorry, I was a little bit all over the place when we started here. Lots going on, but keep in mind, if you're watching this and you want to see how this ends up at the end, you can speed this up. You can jump to the end. You can click the button below to speed up or slow down or whatever you want to do. Watch this at your pace. If I'm going too fast with all these shortcuts and stuff, you can just pause the video if it's a replay. If you're watching this live and you can't skip ahead, be sure to say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Maybe post your portfolio so we can check it out and give you a follow. All right, so let's delete this guy. So I've got these set, and now I'm going to start playing around with color. And the way that I like to play with color, instead of adding color to the logo, I like using backgrounds to just kind of play around with how it looks. Watching from Mexico. What's up, Luna? Thanks for coming back. I had to kill the stream and restart, so thanks for sticking with me here and coming back. So I'm just kind of playing with gradients. I don't know. I really like using subtle gradients in the background here. So, and typically what I'll do is whatever color I get going on the gradient. In this case, can I show my hex values from here? I should be able to. Why is it not popping up? I'm not sure. Anyway, I just like to make it just a little bit darker down here just to add a little bit of depth to it. I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but I kind of like it. Kind of fun. We can also change to a radial gradient up here, which will add more of a curve to it instead of a line, which is nice. Cool. All right. Let's see here. So there's an idea. I like that color. Ugh, don't like that. And I'm just kind of playing around. And I'm not trying to get too picky yet. Just trying to kind of warm up my creative juices here, trying to see what happens. Do some alignment right here. Why am I not seeing what I want to see here? Align. There we go. All right. All right. There's an idea for color. Another way I like to get ideas, I'm going to jump over to Behance. And I'll just scroll through and just find anything that's inspirational. Like, let's say there's a color you're looking for, or even like this photo right here, like a random, has nothing to do, like this is interior design, but I could take a screenshot of this. And the way that I do that is Command Shift and then the number 4. You get these crosshairs here. And you can click and drag anywhere you want. And before I let go with the mouse, I'm still holding out the mouse key. Then I'll go ahead and hit the space bar key so I can move my selection around. Now I'm gonna let go of the space bar. I'm still holding down with the mouse, and now I can move this around. So I can move this around anywhere on the screen that I want before I let go of the mouse, okay? So I'll go like this. And the last thing I'll do, if I were to just let go of the mouse now, it'll take a picture of this and stick it on my desktop. If I hold down the Control key before I let go, it'll save it to my clipboard. Now I'm not touching anything. I let go of the mouse, let go of the keyboard, click over here and Command V to paste that. Okay. If you missed that, you can, if you're watching the replay, just rewind it, go back and see what I did there. But let's do it again. Come back over here. Let's find another color we could experiment with. Command Shift and the number 4, click and drag, hold down the Control key before I let go, and then paste that over here. Okay, so that's what I'll do when I'm looking for inspiration. There's so many ways to find good color. There's even, I don't remember the latest link for this. There we go. Color.adobe.com is a really cool color theme generator. So if you want to go to monochromatic or triad or complementary or split complementary, so many great ways to find colors. And then what you can do is actually save it to your library. So I'm going to come down here, find Paul Gowin's library from what I'm doing. We can name this Brand Explorations. I don't know. Or Brand Color 1. Something. I don't know. We can tag it. We can publish this to color, so that way other people can jump into this and see your color libraries, or I can turn that off so that way it's only available to you. Let's kind of keep playing with this. What do we want to do? Oh, this is cool. I want to try this real quick. So I don't know if this will work, but we're going to try it. I don't think I can drag from here into here. Yeah, I didn't think so. But what I can do is I can come back over here and I could take a screenshot, or maybe I can right click and save the image. No, I can't. So we're gonna do a screenshot. Let's go Command Shift 4, click and drag. And this time, instead of holding down Control, we're just gonna let go of the mouse and it's gonna throw it onto my desktop. Okay. So now I can come back over here, select a file, go to my desktop, grab that screen grab I just did, that screenshot, click open, boom, look at that. It made a gradient for me. That is cool. So cool. This probably doesn't fit Paul's brand very well, but look how cool that is. If I'm feeling lazy, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of this, just like that, Control, throw it in here, and now I've got an image of that I can reference if I wanted to. Or I could save it. Save to Paul. And look, it's got that gradient. I'll click save. I can control how many gradient stops there are, so we can crank this up if we wanted to. This is so cool. I love this. 2 gradient stops. We could save that one too. Could have given it maybe a better name. All right, I'm going to jump back into Illustrator. I'm going to come over to my libraries. If you don't see that, come up here to Window, down to Libraries. All right, and apparently I've been accidentally saving all kinds of other stuff to this library as well. Whoops. Also, this music has like kids playing in the background. It's so trippy. I think it's my kids, but it's the music. All right. Let's see. Colors, graphics, gradients down here. So I'm under libraries. I'm under Paul's library that I created. Down here under gradients. Look at that. So stinking cool. What's the best way? I'm not sure. I haven't actually done this yet. Interesting. All right, well, that's cool, but I don't know how to use it now like this because I've never done this before. I'm exploring, guys. Let's see. Well, I can explore later and figure it out. But, hey, gradient right there. I don't know how to use it, but there it is. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go back to color. I want to check this out some more. All right. Extract theme. All right, I'm not digging this. I don't think this is what we want to do. All right. Right now I'm just trying to get some ideas. I don't really know what I want to do for color. I'm just kind of goofing off. So I'm going to click up here on explore. Okay. And then we can scroll down and see a lot of other options and ideas. This is cool. That's fun. Look at that. All right. These are bright. Wow, look at that. Kind of digging this for Paul. I think this is a good fit. Command Shift 4, click and drag. Hold down Control to copy it. And then throw it, Command V over here. So I can just, as a reference, and I could also save this. Let's see. Add to library. I'll click on that. Added to library. I have no idea which library it threw it to. Maybe my default one. Copies less, copies JPEG. Download as JPEG. Oh, cool. I wonder. Yeah, cool. It threw it right in there because I was already on Paul's library. So I've got this color theme. Although I don't know why. What's up, Pradeep? Glad you're here. Let's see. I'm going to turn off visualize real quick because it's messing up when I sample my colors here. So, I don't know. There we go. So I'm clicking and then dragging over here in my libraries, clicking and then letting go over here. So that way it's sampling it. I don't know why these don't sample. There's probably a cool way to do it. I'm just not sure how to do it. So it's all good. Different ways to work. Add theme to swatches. Let's do that. I'll click on that. Let's go over here to my swatches. There's the theme. So now I can just click right on those and use those colors if I wanted to. So all right. Austin, are you still with me? Did you bail? Are you still working on some InDesign stuff? Oh, I don't like any of this. Bless you. My wife's over there on the couch and she just sneezed. So if you're just tuning in, I'm just kind of exploring a new brand. It's been a really long week. It's today only Wednesday. I'm sorry, I'm blending last week with this week. It's been absolutely crazy. We got a new office downtown and been working there. It's under construction. So I'm streaming from the house tonight. And yeah, having some fun working on a brand for my friend here. And I am literally totally unfiltered, just slapping colors around right now, just kind of playing with things, seeing if anything sticks. You know, you guys are kind of looking over my shoulder as I work a little bit. We're just hanging out. Let me just check the chat because I forgot Behance was over here. Loving the colors. Hey, what's up? Thank you, sweetheart. Jenna's my wife, everybody. Loving the colors. What's up, Louisa? Say your name right. Louisa. Hi. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining in. Boom. All right. Yeah. All right. Which colors are you working, Jen, or are you able to like tell me what to do with my life? What's up, Stephanie, over on YouTube? Thanks for jumping in. So we are working on a brand for my friend. Are you over there? Are you? Can you chime in? You can talk. It's okay. I got a thumbs up. Are you digging the bright colors? Yeah. Am I beating this up too much, or should I jump into like some apparel design or something? Yeah, we're pretty confident this is the direction. We're not sure about colors and stuff yet. So let's do this. Let's export this logo. And then maybe let's play around with some brand collateral. Specifically some apparel. What do you think? Yes. Digging it. Ooh, a journal. We could do that. Yeah. Although now after all of this, I wonder if I want to clean up this tail a little bit. I think I do. All these others are clean. If we're going to go with the final logo, let's make sure we've got this locked down and looking good. So I'm just going to bring this down here. And let's clean this up. All right, so Pradeep asks, currently in a UX bootcamp and want to take up some freelance projects. Where could I find those? You reply be very. So, are you looking for where to find freelance work? I think is what you're asking. Let me know. Like where to take those skills and actually make some money. Get paid to do what you love? I think that's what you're asking, Pradeep. Let me know. Yep. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, Pradeep. Here's what I want you to do. Email completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. Okay. And then Jenna, my wife, is going to hook you up with her freelance like a pro on Upwork course. So Pradeep, email. Here's the email. Maybe if I can type. Hold on. Hold that thought. completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. And I know you can't see it. We'll get it fixed here. Just a second. Did I spell that right? completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. Pradeep, email completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. And my wife, Jenna, will hook you up with that course. Freelance like a pro on Upwork. It's not going to be, we don't teach about UX design per se, but she goes through in depth on how to set up a profile, how to bid on projects, and how to win, sample proposals, all kinds of good stuff. So send that email when you get a minute and we'll hook you up. I got to find all of my windows. Cool. All right. So back to work here. I'm just kind of checking things out. I don't mind some of this extra character on these. I like the wispies, but some of these got rounded out. So I feel like it either needs to balance. I think we're going to clean these up. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being around and participating in the chat roll. Anybody else want to win anything? Say hello in the chat. Let me know. All right. Oh, I should probably check Behance since I said that. Okay, cool. Cool. Community. Cool. Anybody else watch Community? Good show. We should start that over after we're done binge watching Bones. That would be fun. What's up, Stone? Loving the music. Thank you. This is an Epidemic Sound playlist, so that way I can stream it and it doesn't get taken down from Facebook or YouTube. If you go to Spotify, I think this is the Spotify Epidemic Sound. Gosh, what am I on? I don't even remember which playlist I'm on right now. It's all good. Cool. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Cleaned up a little bit, but it still has some of the characteristics that we're going for here. All right. Looking good. Cool. All right. That is the logo. Although perhaps subject to change. I don't know. This is it. This is the logo. Paul, we did it. Where are you at, man? I'm going to give him a Marco real quick. You've been texting him? What do you say? Oh, is he still at dinner? Oh, he hasn't gotten back to you? He was out at dinner. All right. I'm gonna give him a Marco. Dude, what's up? You are on my show right now, except for not. I'm just giving you a Marco. Can you see this? Can I get in shot? All right. We've got it. The students and I have decided that this is your logo. Okay? It's got weird things happening to it right now. But, dude, check it out. There it is. Let's deselect that. All right. Very cool. So next steps, we are going to keep playing with your brand some more. So when you get back from dinner, jump onto the live and we'll loop you in if you're still around. All right, dude. See ya. All right. So next. All right, so this is the final. Let's make it final. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a new document. We're going to make 8.5 by 11. Let's do this in inches. Let's create this from scratch, or don't want to be lazy and copy it from another document. Yes, we want to do that. And for the sake of, let me just pull this up real quick. I know you can't see my screen. I just got to pull something up and then I'll turn it back on. I'm digging into my top secret files real quick. I think I can show this. Yeah, I can show this. I'm going to show it. I'm pretty sure I can show it. Yeah, I can show this. Okay, sorry. I have non-disclosure agreements. I was going to make sure I'm not getting in trouble for showing stuff that's not ready to be shown yet. So this is a logo I did. I love this logo. Super simple. Very, 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 like, I don't know. It's just so basic, but I love it. And then we did what's called here clear space. So I took a random shape. In this case, it's the inside of the A on dark, and use that as my measurement. So as you scale it bigger or smaller, you can see that relative size goes with it. We call this clear space. So basically, like, don't stack your logo too close to something else. Give it room to breathe. So then these are the details. So this is what I would send a client when it's all said and done. So what I'm going to do is just copy all of this from this artboard. Command C to copy it. And oh yeah, I was making a new document. Command N. Make this in inches. Let's go up here to print. Letter. Inches. Horizontal. Create. All right. So since this document is the exact same size as what I copied from, all I have to do is hit Command F as in front or Command B as in behind, and it'll paste it in the exact same spot. If I were to just hit Command V, it'll just throw it anywhere on the canvas. So what's up, Deco? Thanks for jumping in. Pakistan is in the house. I'm going to hit Command Z, Command F to paste that back on top. Let's kill these guides. I don't need those on here. And I need to get rid of all of this because, all right, let's build this out here. So we've got Paul's logo. This is the one. Copy it. Paste it. Scale it down. Did you say Paul was texting you back or you were texting him? Yeah? Is he heading back? Okay. A heart on the color palette. Oh, cool. Where is that editable text? Hang tight. I'll be right back. I gotta go searching for one more file here. Also making sure I can show this. So this was a fun project I got to work on. It's a water bottle. They were featured on Shark Tank. And so this is what I sent them for their package. So when I'm all said and done, this is what my logo packages look like. So in this case, I had a lot of different variations. And if you want to learn how to do this, oh gosh, is that course still live on Udemy? Or is it in the vault? It's in the vault. If you go to, Derrick, there's a link below. For the graphic design vault, derrickmitchell.com/vault. Here, I'll pull this up over here so you can see it. This is what it looks like. Whoa. There we go. Pause. derrickmitchell.com/vault. It's a monthly subscription, but you get all of the courses that I've ever made. And in here is this batch export logos course. And it's really cool. And I show you exactly how I do this in detail. So Deco says, nice. Thank you. So anyway, all right. So I've got the brand mark. I've got the stacked version, the horizontal version, the clear space, and this is the text I was looking for. So I'm just going to copy this. And sometimes I feel fancy, and what I use is this application called SIP. I really like it. And it just lets you sample colors from anywhere in any app. So you don't have to have Illustrator open. You can just find a color anywhere, like this right here. And I can sample stuff. For example, the green from Deco. Wow, I am sorry. I was looking at the color. Anyway, from the green here, I can sample that nice green color or anything I want and use it. And what's even cooler is when you do that, SIP gives you the fancy pants names of all of these colors, which is super cool because fountain blue, mine shaft, wild sand. That's just so much cooler than blue, gray, white, right? So anyway, that's how I got these colors. If I sample this in theory, lapis lazuli. As I hover, you can see the mouse change to the color Biscay. That's interesting. See right there. So that's how I came up with these names on these logos. And this is just me being over the top because why not? So I was having fun with that. I set up the CMYK values, and the way that I would do this is if I go to sample this color and I double click over here, you can see the CMYK values, 93, 47, 15, 1, right? But as soon as I go to type this in, that goes away. So what I do actually with the color picker window open, I go Command-Shift-4 to take a screenshot of this window, or even just right here. I don't need the whole thing, but if you want to make sure you have the right color, do the whole thing, hold down Control, then let go of the mouse, cancel. So now that screenshot is on my clipboard. So all I have to do is paste it, Command-V to paste, and this is just an image now. This isn't the actual toolbox window. So what I can do, I can say, oh, okay, these are my numbers, 93, 47, 15, 1, and I don't have to worry about this window closing because it's just an image now. Hope that makes sense. If you're watching me live, hope you're hanging on. If you're watching the replay, you can always pause that and see what I did there, or play back slower. So let's see. We got the hex, the Pantone, all kinds of stuff on this brand. I'm going to grab this clear space text and copy it. Jump back over here to Paul's logo. We're just going to delete this whole thing because I had outlined it. Command-V to paste the other one. Actually, no, Command-F. It's going to paste it right in front. Inline here. Maybe not. Close enough. I'm just eyeballing it here. All right, so his main font, the logo base font, I guess you would call it the, oh, these are all outlined. Dang, I don't want to do that. I'm going to delete this whole thing. I'm going to leave my logo in the bottom. All right. You guys learn anything cool? Or did you guys already know all this? Did you just at me? Oh, I thought my wife was like, huh? Like she already knew it all. That was a pregnant lady. Okay. All right. So I think which course? I have a recent course where I give away this file too, and now I can't remember which one it is. Oh, and now I got to go all the way back to the beginning of time for Paul's stuff. So before I outlined all this, which font did we use? Pretty sure it was this one, which is Miss Eves. I'm like 90% sure that's the font we used. But we're going to make sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is Miss Eves. How you guys doing? I got real focused there. What type of business is the logo for? Rodney over on Behance, thanks for jumping in. So, hey, we got a lot of chat over on Behance. Sorry, I missed you. The business is, it's for my friend. Well, I guess there was a lot of logos. The one that we're working on is for my friend, Paul Gowin. He is he's a lot of great things, actually. And I always get his introduction wrong. But basically, he's an executive. Oh gosh, he has a new tagline. He's telling me, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible friend. Well, no, I was thinking about the latest thing he just told me. In my defense, it's late where I am at. Yeah. You should do his intro next. That was brilliant. You guys couldn't hear it because my microphone cuts it out, but my wife is over there feeding me my next line here. Anyway, Paul, get home from dinner so you can jump onto the live with me here. Anyway, yeah, super cool guy, and he's basically like a business coach, essentially, if I had to like sum it up in its most basic format. And so we're building a brand for him to use with all of his courses, all of his educational training, and his apparel and all that kind of stuff we're going to be doing. So that's where this is coming from. The other logos or other projects that I've worked on in the past, and I'm just kind of stealing pieces of what I've already done in the past to build out his final logo file. So, that is what I'm doing right now. All right, so let's make some clear space. Let's play around with clear space and explore what that is. So what I want to point out right now, if I take off these two shapes, you can see they're different sizes, and you can see right away that the scale changes, because let's pretend that we just straight up said, give it an inch no matter what size the logo is. Let's just say 1 inch by 1 inch. We'll make a little square box. And let's just say you're like, you have to have 1 inch around your logo no matter what size it is. Well, that doesn't make sense. If we have a different size here, scale this way down. Like, that doesn't make sense to give it that much space around any other page elements if it's that tiny, right? So we want this to scale with us. So what I like to do when I make my clear space on my logos is I will pick something in the logo that's easy to see and to pull apart. So for example, I grabbed these. You can hit the letter Q. Just draw like a lasso tool around these. Command. What is happening? I got a stuck key somewhere. What in the world? Sorry, guys. I was I was crazy. Where were we? Clear space. Sorry, my keyboard stuck and was making all kinds of noises at me. All right, letter Q. One more time. Letter Q. Draw around these. Command C to copy that. Command F to paste in front. Get the letter A to get my eyedropper tool. No, letter A is direct selection tool. And where did my toolbar go? What is happening? Let me compose my thoughts. Reset essentials. There's my tools. Okay, where are we at? A, direct selection tool. Now I can drag this. Nope. Try that again. Nope. One more time. Sorry guys, that really distracted me. Command C to copy it. Click off. Command V. We'll just paste this anywhere. Now I can grab it easier. There we go. Change the color. We got our snapping turned on. Okay. So what I was doing there is just using this as a shape, as a measurement tool, right? Rotate it. Snap it in place. Bring it over here. Okay. Now I can draw a box around it with the letter M. Get my rectangle tool. Shift X to flip right here. It's the same as this right here. Swapping the fill and stroke. Okay, and I'm just gonna hit the letter I and just sample the stroke from what's above it. Or actually, I'll show you how I do it right over here. Come over to the stroke. show options. We're going to turn on dashed line, and you can set this to be whatever you want. Say 1, 5, 8, 4. It doesn't matter. You can do different, all kinds of crazy, lots of fun. That's actually pretty cool, but let's just do this instead. Changes to a slim. That did not work out how I planned. Let's do this instead. Now I'm overthinking my strokes. Okay, there we go. Good enough. Good enough. Boom, there we go. Now, one other thing I want to point out, this is not what I meant to teach at all, but notice how these corners look nice, and each one has this L, whereas mine, it kind of, the one down here I just made, some of them, they don't all line up the same. So the way you fix that is in here somewhere, right here. Align dashes to corners and path ends, adjusting links to fit. So by default right now, it just preserves the exact dash and gap. Okay, so if I click on this, see how it changes that. What size is this one? 3 and then 2. 3 and change and 2 and change. 3, 2. All right, I'm just gonna sample this, forget it. But now you know how to do it. That's how you do it. Sample that. Okay, so now how do we show this as a smaller size? So if I grab this, Command G to group it, drag a copy over, holding down the Option key. I'll turn back on Visualize so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna scale this down. So actually before I scale it, I'm hitting the letter S, which is my scale tool over here. And then I hit S, and then if I hit enter without doing anything else, it opens up the scale tool options. So what I want to do is actually make this smaller. We'll put it at like 50%. But here, we want to make sure that we have scale, strokes, and effects, and all of that. Okay, if you have any strokes or effects, you want them to scale on the logo, but we don't want it to scale on the object. So I'm gonna go ahead and click OK, and you'll notice what happened is it even scaled my dashed lines, and I want those to be the same. So I'm gonna grab this real quick with my direct selection tool. Just the corner is enough to highlight everything. I'll get my eyedropper tool, and I'm just gonna sample the stroke over here again, and it's gonna resize this so it matches. And the reason why I do this has nothing to do with anything other than this is just how I do my stuff, because then it emphasizes the fact to me that these gaps are different and they're scalable. I don't know. It's just what I do. I don't even know where I came up with that. Hopefully you learned something or were inspired or had a nice nap for the last 5 minutes. All right, here we go. Dude, Ryan Selvey, streamer in the house. I wish I had a fancy streamer button like Ryan has. If you're still here, I didn't realize you were over there in Behance. Also, thank you, Ryan. Ryan is the one that got me hooked up on streaming on Behance. So you guys should all say thanks, Ryan, or blame him. Either way you want to go with it. Rodney asks, where can I find great backgrounds for design? Something similar to Adobe Stock. Well, Adobe Stock is a great one. I love Adobe Stock, and I love that it syncs through everything. Some free options. My favorite free. What? Oh, yeah. My wife says, tell Ryan that I want a badge next to my name. It'd be all fancy like him. It's true. I do. Pexels, Rodney, is a great place for imagery. Pixabay, lots of really high quality images, and you can search for background. Look at all these amazing backgrounds you could use. Oh, we should use this on Paul's stuff somehow. Pixabay, good one. And again, search for backgrounds. Lots of backgrounds. An interesting one to use. I like to use Texture King. It's not like stellar images per se, but you can grab some of these and do some cool stuff with textures. Maybe we should jump into Photoshop for a bit once we get this logo packaged for Paul. Yeah, everyone always says that, Ryan, about yeah, absolutely. Let's make it happen. I need a badge. Badge status. I need a badge. Like don't even want it. Like I need it. It just has to happen. So thanks in advance. I appreciate that. You're a stud. And let's make it happen. All right, what do you guys want to do? Let's see. We've got background resources for Rodney over on Behance. Let's jump back over into this logo here for a minute. For Paul, I don't need this clear space thing. I do. I'm just going to drag it down here. All right, so Paul's logo. Let's build some clear space for him. What are we going to do? And honestly, most brands, like this is stuff that you could use to make your logo package look fancy. But most people who are actually using your logos don't care. They don't care. They're not even going to look at this stuff. They're just going to slap it in willy-nilly, not even paying attention to things. However, I don't know. I just think when you look at a logo artboard like this before you package it, I think it looks cool. So here's an example of the same thing, clear space, using the H as a measurement tool, right? So it scales down. I don't know. It just makes it look like you really thought about it, which I did, but it also makes it look cooler probably than it is. So that's what we're doing here. All right, back to Paul's stuff. We need a clear space measurement tool of some kind. This is kind of a weird way to do it. I could just make something up too. Copy the and. Textures.com is great too, Ryan says. Textures.com. I don't think I've ever used that. Ryan, I still think we should do a co-stream where I design stuff and you make it do pretty animations and stuff. Oh, this is cool. We'll definitely check this out. All right, jumping back over here, we've got and. Let's change the color to something we can see. Doesn't really matter what. All right. So I could use this as a measurement tool. Pretty random, but that's one way I could do it. Doesn't even matter if it's right side up or not. And I've got my snapping turned on. The serifs are making it a little bit difficult to be precise. It's all good. So I don't know, guys, this is maybe unnecessary and excessive, but again, it's my process and it's just what I do. This is a terrible, okay, the curves on this and the serif tails here on the font are making this the worst unit of measurement I could have chosen. It's all good. It's all good. You guys you get the idea of how I would do this. This is way too much space too. Whatever. It's all good. The point is that we're learning, right? Hopefully you're learning something. Even if it's what not to do. That's still learning, right? Learning from other people's mistakes. All right. Close enough. That's way too much space. It's all right. I'm overthinking it. Let's get back onto the creative fun stuff. So what we're going to do is take this logo and let's do this. We're going to grab this, drag a copy out over here, Shift O to get my artboard tool. And I've got view smart guides turned on. So now I can hover right over here and my artboard will be the exact same size as my clear space. So I could call this, we haven't even saved this document yet. Yikes. Okay, let's save this. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Down for collaboration. Also, don't apologize for your process. Thank you. That's good. I need to hear that. Thank you. That's good. It's what makes you successful. So true. Everyone's process is unique. so true. And this is something where I think my personality is one where I want to know the exact right way to do something. And that's just not possible in these programs because there are a million ways to achieve the same result. So you might come at this totally different, completely different than I am right now. And yeah, you just got to do what makes sense to your brain, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to get this out of the box into your client, right? All right, so we got a new file. Let's call this Illustrator, because we're all the Illustrator files are going to, by Illustrator I meant AI. Let's go Polygon logo final. We're going to save it. All right, so at the very least, did all that work and I hadn't saved it yet. All right, so now that I've got this in the clear space where it needs to be, I can delete these guides. So now when I export this, my details aren't done yet. Let's go ahead and finish that. Boom. All right. Okay, so we've defined our clear space. Group this, take a copy out, scale it down. Direct selection tool to select that. Sample my stroke over here so it matches. Let's see, let's save it. Cool. All right, so the only thing we didn't really pull out yet in the brand details is the color. We started exploring that over here. I'm not ready to commit to those colors yet, but I am ready to commit to the shape of the logo. So I could do a second version of this export once it's all done. Oh, I think my camera just died. I will be right back. I will grab a battery. We back? There we go. All right. There we go. Cool. So, let's see. What was I doing? Oh, we were playing around with colors, but I'm not ready to commit to these yet. Okay. We're going to close that. I don't want to save that one. I'll close this one. Sure, I'll save that one. I'll come back to it. All right. So we're going to just delete these brand details right now. And I can mess around with this later. It's all right. Okay, cool. So we're gonna delete this extra stuff down here. I've got my artboard over here. So what's cool about this, I'm gonna hit Shift O, my artboard tool, and if I click on the artboard name up here in the control bar, you can see this is called Artboard 1. And this one's called Artboard 2. So what it's gonna do is it's going to add this artboard name onto the end of the file name. So let me just save everything first. So this is all good to go. We just saved it. And here is my logo export process. So what I'm gonna do is change the name of this to details. Come down here and we'll call this, typically I'd call it whatever the color is. We can call it grayscale. What do we want to call this? We'll just call it logo. I guess this one's black. We'll call it black. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to export all the different file types that I want to use for this. So we're going to start off by going to File, Save As, And we're going to save it as an EPS, encapsulated postscript. And the reason why I would save it like that, let's come back into Paul Gowin logo, into the finals, new folder, EPS, is because a lot of printers, there's lots of different ways to use an EPS file. It's basically a vector format that other software can read if it can't read an Illustrator file. We're going to use the artboards down here. We're going to do all of them. If I wanted to, if I had lots of artboards, I could tell it specifically, you know, like 1, 3, 6 through 10, right? So it'd export artboard 1, artboard 3, and artboard 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? So it'll accept all of these types. Or I could just say 1 through 2, or all of them. We're just going to do all of them, all right? So we're going to click Save. Looks good. Save. Boom. All right. File. This time we're going to come down to Export. Export as. We're going to use artboards again. We're going to come up a level. Finals. New folder. We're going to call this one PNG. And sometimes I'll do a web version and a print version. We're just going to throw all these in there for right now. We'll click Export. And one thing you want to pay attention to when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your background color is set to transparent, okay? Otherwise, if you leave it as white or black, it's going to export a background with it. And the whole point of wanting to use a PNG file is it's flat, so they can't edit it, but it supports alpha transparency. So you can have it sit on top of another, you know, if somebody wants to put it into a brochure or something, they can drop it in there and the transparency will stick. So we're going to put the resolution as high. Click OK. Let's take a look at what that did for us real quick. So it exported the logo final, and then it added _black because that is the name of this artboard. So it added that to the name. Okay. Same thing here. And then it added _details because that is the name of this one. All right. So it just added that in automatically for me. So you can see the details it's transparent. You can kind of see it, you know, my background's shining through it. Same thing here. And then because we are exporting the whole artboard, there's a couple things to pay attention to. So this by default built in our clear space. And sometimes that's annoying depending on how you're using the file. So you might consider, oops, try that again. So you might try snapping this down. And then exporting it again. So if I look at this, it's tough to see on the stream. I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't know if that works on the stream or not. But if you can see this, it's got the 03 in front of it. And it says black copy up top. So what I'm going to do is just call this, I don't even know what I would call this. I don't usually work like this. It's just, I'm just showing you an option. Black trimmed. Is that what I want to call it? I don't know. For the sake of learning, let's just call it that. We're going to go to File, down to Export, Export As. This time I want to use artboards, but I want to use just the third artboard, that extra one I just made. Click Export. Looks good, transparent, okay. So if I jump in here now, I've got the trimmed version. If I hit space, you can see the image goes, it's trimmed literally right to the edge of this. So if I wanted to use this in a document, I can drag and drop this down, and you can see it's an image, right? And it's just exactly where the artwork is. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's continue. I'm actually going to delete this version because I don't want to give the padding in it by default. No, I do. Wow. Sorry, guys. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's go to File, Export As. This time we're going to choose JPEG from the list. Use Artboard. We're going to do all of them. Let's jump up here to Finals. New folder. JPEG. All right. So you could do a JPEG print and a JPEG web. So that might look something like this. We'll click Export. CMYK 300. Okay, so this would be my print file. We'll click export. Go to file, export, export as again. Finals. We're gonna make a new folder. We're gonna call this one JPEG web. Export. Change it to RGB since it's for websites. Maybe change the resolution down to 72 or maybe 150, 72, whatever. We're going to embed this color profile. Click OK. So what that's going to do for us, if we come back here, depending on the logo and the artwork, it might make a significant difference. But our print file, so this is 2.4 megabytes. You can see right here. If I jump over to the web version, it's 124 kilobytes, so it's much, much smaller for the web, right? So that's a way to work. That's most of what I would export. Let's go to File, Save As. Is the music too much, you guys? I dig it. This is what I listen to like all day long, but let me know if it's driving you nuts. We're going to make a new folder. We're going to call this PDF. And I went pretty fast through that. So I've been doing File, Export, Export As. This time I went to File, Save As because the PDF option is under that menu, if that makes sense. Click on that. We'll do all. We'll stash it in here. We'll click Save. It's going to have some options in here. A few things to pay attention to. Got some different PDF presets. Typically, I just leave it as is. Unless the printer asks specifically. A lot of times I might ask for this X1A file format or a high quality print. I get those commonly requested when I send stuff to press. Anyway, let's see. What do I want to do? I'm not seeing the option. Why am I not seeing the option? Let's just click Save PDF. It should stash everything into one file. So here I can see I've got 3 pages inside of this PDF. So I just put them all inside of one file. Boom, there they are. PDF, one file. There they are. Okay, so these are all the file types I export for my clients. The only other thing I would add, in this case, this was a signature logo, but depending on if it's a font that I've purchased or have licensed for that client, I might add a fonts folder in here and stash the fonts in there. Since I'm working off of the Adobe Typekit, I can just share that since he has the Creative Cloud as well. And that's pretty much it. There's the finals. And then the only thing I would do is when I go to send this to my client, I would right click on this and compress it. And before I do that, I might even rename this because right now, let's rename this. There we go. Paul Gowin logo files, right click, compress. And then I would share the zip and it's only 7.6 megabytes. So I could easily email it, or because I use Dropbox, everything syncs. I could right click on this and then I could create a link to it and share the Dropbox link, which is weird. I don't see that right now. Anyway, that's how I'd package the logo. That's pretty much it. Share it. And then, one other thing that I did was when I go to text somebody, I use Text Expander, and I have a style set up where if I type in logo with 2 L's, it automatically spits out. Actually, let's do it through this. So if I type logo, LLOGO, you have to have a Text Expander open first, apparently. Text Expander. It's just a really cool app that lets you type in shortcuts and then it expands to whatever you told it. So it's really great for coding and HTML. You can do a snippet, for example, HTML and CSS. So if I type in like comma BR, it'll do a line break, or comma P, it'll do a paragraph. If you're into coding. Whatever. Super cool. So in this case, if I type in LLOGO, boom, it expands my text and is what I paste into the email. So I say, thanks so much for your business and working with me on the project. Attaches a zip folder with everything you need to use your new logo. It includes the following files. So fonts, in case we need to make future edits. The EPS, which is an editable vector file that most sign and apparel shops prefer. I've got the Illustrator file, the original editable vector design files. JPEG print, those are in CMYK and high res for print. And then we've got the JPEG web, which are low res and 72 DPI for web. A PDF, because Adobe Reader is a free download and it's safe. It's a safe format to guarantee anyone can open the file. And then last, the PNG, because it supports transparency, whereas JPEGs do not. Anyway, so that's the text I send my clients. That's how I send my logos. Now you can go land that cool logo gig. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about logo design, you can check out the Vault. If you're live in the stream right now, say hey, say hello, say I want the course. You guys still here? Still here with me? Call it dog vision. Crunk designing. Sorry, I wasn't watching the chat, obviously. Yeah, if you're still hanging on, if you're still around, let me know in the chat. Say hey, say hello. Let me know if you're interested in the giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway in a minute. We're about due. Still hanging on. What's up, Stone? All right. So I want to give you a course if you want it. What would be helpful? I don't even remember what courses I have. Oh my gosh. How about I'm going to change my music real quick. Out of control. I don't think all my stuff is listed here. Sorry. How about? Still hanging on. What do you want to learn? You want to learn Photoshop? How about access to the Vault? I'm going to give Stone DeVores, if I said that right, access to the Vault. So the Vault is everything. Everything. So all you got to do is email completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. Spell that right. completegraphicdesign@gmail.com. Stone, hit me up. I don't know if that's your real name or not. Hit me up in Complete Graphic Design and I'll give you access to the Vault. Just for hanging on. Just for hanging out with me on a Wednesday night. I appreciate you. And that would be cool. All right. You are so welcome. I hope you love it. So make sure you send me that email and let me know where to email you access so you can get access to that course. Cool. All right. Now we've got the logo done and we're just getting started. What time is it? 9:44. My wife is like, it's time for bed or you're going to be a zombie tomorrow. Living life on the edge. All right. So let's do something with this logo. Let's actually play around with it. Let's make something. What should we make? Stick it on a planner, on a cup. What should we do with this, you guys? We got to make some stuff. We got to flesh out the brand. So, while I'm thinking about what to do, Paul is very high energy. A water bottle. All right, so I'm going to look for water bottle mockup. Actually, I could just jump right into Dimension and make it real quick. Let's just do that. Dimension. Adobe Dimension. If you have not checked out Adobe Dimension, it is awesome. Check it out. In fact, I've got a course right now on Skillshare. There is a link below where I talk about packaging mockups. Let me switch for a second real quick. So I got to pull something up. talk amongst yourselves. All right. So I forgot the name of it, but now I remember. And the reason why I forgot it is because it's a crazy, stupid, long name for SEO, but that's okay. It's called Graphic Design for Beginners. Design realistic package mockups in Adobe Photoshop. That's the name, guys. That's no wonder I can't remember what my course's name is to give it away. Hold that thought while I pull it up real quick so you can see it. 2 seconds here. There we go. All right, bringing it back. So this is what the course looks like. Ryan says he doesn't think it's ethical if he enters. You can win. Ryan, do you want to win a course? I don't know. But you entered in spirit. Okay, cool. Rodney over on Behance, still hanging on. Rodney, hey, I want to give you the vault too, just for hanging on. So Rodney Alexander, Jenna, will be emailing you. All right, complete at Rodney. Email me at completegraphicdesign.com to claim your prize. Tell Jenna you won, you get access to the vault. Boom, done. All right, cool. So this graphic design, this is the longest title ever. Graphic Design for Beginners, design realistic package mockups in Adobe Photoshop. It is a great course where I show you exactly how to create realistic package mockups. So I'm actually very proud of this course. It's actually pretty good. So check it out if you want to learn how to create mockups like coffee bags and boxes and stuff. All right, moving right along. Let's jump into Adobe Dimension. Create something new here. I'm going to look for right here, right? Okay, so design, starter assets, models. Let's just throw a water bottle right on the canvas. And let's maybe even just throw a couple things in here and see what I like the most. That is not what I want. Or that. Okay, let's go grab his logo. Let's go jump into Paul's new logo. Let's go grab that PNG that we were playing around with. That was trimmed. I'm just going to drag and drop this right on here. Boom. Look at that. So cool. Oh, we could do it kind of like at an angle. We could do it vertical. Although that way or that way, I don't know. We're gonna do it like that. Next, we could play around with materials and all kinds of stuff, but to be honest, my brain is not there right now. So let's create an environment. Let's go down here to the bottom, go down to images. Let's throw this table image right into my canvas here. And then I'm going to come over to Actions on the right, click on Match Image. And is my camera in the way? My camera might be in the way. Cool. All right, so we clicked on Match Image. We're going to resize the canvas, create lights, match the camera perspective, click OK, and it's going to slam this down and make it look like it's really in the scene. Very cool. All right, there's an idea. Just playing around with stuff, doing a mock-up like that. The other thing we could do, I really like to use Envato Elements, elements.envato.com. Super great resource. Brand mockup. Let's just see what they have for brand mockups here. Graphic templates. Let's see more. Lots of good stuff in here. Oh, he needs all kinds of stuff. Oh, wrong button. There we go. So it doesn't really make sense to mock this up on a coffee cup just because that's not what he does. I'm trying to look for a fun way to show off the logo. Let's do apparel instead. How about it? No, we'll do apparel. Apparel is fine. Hold down Command and click on anything that inspires me and it'll open a new tab up here. Snapback cap mockup. Let's check that out. T-shirt mockup. All right, well, let's just kind of go for it. Let's see. Let's just go for it. Let's grab this one too. No, it's not. Okay. So we've got this jacket. I'll go ahead and click download. Let's save it to Paul. Add and download. Download this guy. Paul. Add and download. Already kind of started this on his stuff. Let me duplicate this file that I was playing around with. Command D. Did you say something? So right now I'm updating the smart object in a past thing that I did because we made some subtle changes on the tail of the G and the N. Tail of the N, whatever, you get the point. So right there, see how that it was super subtle change, but now did all of these update? Yeah, they all updated because they were all linked to that cloud document, so that's perfect. All right, so there is some apparel I had thrown around in a previous sample. Some fun stuff. Let's see what we downloaded. Let's bring some of that in. What's up, Annika? Rodney, is that gmail.com? Yes. Did I not? Oh, my bad. Yes. It is completegraphicdesign at gmail.com. Glad you caught that. Annika emailed it. Also, hey, what's up, Ryan? Cool. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, what do we got here? What do we got? What's the first one? This is the jacket. Let's see what we have. Set 1. Zipper. Photoshop 2020. Interesting. There's instructions that I could probably read right here into the help file. I don't have to read it. I'm just going to go for it. All right. So what I'm not seeing, well, we're just going to throw his logo right on there. Copy it from the Illustrator document, jump back over to Photoshop, slam it in there, Smart Object, click OK. Something like that. And then we could explore some color overlays. So what I'm going to do, gosh, there's a lot of ways to work. I'm going to bring this all the way to the front. Depending on the file, there's a lot of ways to work. So I could do layer styles is a fun one. I'm going to window, or layer comps, window down to layer comps. Again, I'm in Photoshop here. So what I can do is just click this little plus button and it's going to name it whatever I want to call it. I could call this white base black logo. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. And then I could duplicate this, or I could add a color overlay this way. And for the sake of being pretty obvious, let's just make it super bright. Okay. Add a new layer style, and we are going to do, do it that way. Best way to do this, I'm just going to hit Command J to jump cut this, so there's now 2 of them. We'll turn off that. And we're going to redefine this guy here by clicking this double circle or circle double arrow thing. So it's going to update the layer comp. Let's turn on this one, turn on the color overlay, add a new one. We'll call this white base, pink logo. Okay, so now I can toggle through all of these different mockups, and it'll go through whatever changes I made and just cycle them through. So when you're all said and done and you want to export this, go to File, Export, Layer Comps to Files, and it'll just churn through each one of these layer comps that you've made. So that's one way to work. Anyway, this color overlay, what we're going to do is just kind of sample from the jacket here, get it close. It's kind of a nice slate gray color. All right, so we got a couple versions of that. That's kind of cool. Probably should save it, but we're still just kind of playing around a little bit. Command Shift S so I can save this as something else. Just call this jacket. Stick it in apparel. Export this while we're at it. File, export, export as. I could have done the save as. I make my mockups. Annika, I've got a course about that, and I make some of my mockups. And yes, Annika, there's a giveaway. Just for playing, you get access to the vault too. So Annika, email complete graphic design at gmail.com. We'll give you access as well. All right. Let's see. By the way, that vault course is like a $200 value or more, depending on how you look at it. So thanks for playing. Thanks for being around. Plus, you get access to my Slack channel, which only Vault members get access to, which basically lets you text me directly, and I respond usually. What were we doing? Mockups. Yes, I make a lot of my mockups. Sometimes I don't, especially in moments like this where I don't have a jacket like this, and I just need to go fast and make stuff. So let's go ahead and close that. We've got some hoodies. Let's go ahead and export these. I've done this in a previous live broadcast. The replay is still up if you want to check it out. I have no idea which replay it's going to be from, but I did this once before while I was live. Actually, it's probably in Paul's logo. The replay is up. Let's see. So let's export these. All right. So these are artboards in Photoshop. So we want to export these. A few different ways you can do this. It can seem scary, a little overwhelming at first if you're used to just having layers inside of Photoshop. But if you just think of these like a folder, they behave very, very similarly to a folder. So, and the way you would even get an artboard is when you make a new file. Right here, there's a little checkbox to create an artboard. So if I click create, now we have artboards, and I can hold down option and click and drag multiple copies of artboards, or I can clone them from the layers panel up here, right click, duplicate, right? Lots of cool ways to work with an artboard. But what's fun about it, and the reason why I like using artboards in Photoshop, is then I can create multiple mockups, and I can see everything up all at once. Then when I'm done with it, it's kind of like layer comps, but this time I'm looking at everything all up at once. So what we're going to do now, I could either just right click. Let's rename these first. Let's call this one gray hoodie. And I know it's G-R-A-Y in the US, but I had a brand that I worked with that they spelled it G-R-E-Y. So now I'm forever broken and I spell gray like I'm in Europe. So it's just how it is. All right. Let's see. This is the blue hoodie. Pink hoodie. Cool. All right. So let's export these. So delete this. What is this one? I'm doing that. What just happened? Oh, I accidentally stashed this. There we go. All right, so we are going to export each layer comp. So you could just right click over here on this layer, go to export as or quick export as a PNG. It's probably one of the faster ways to work. Or in this case, I've got a bunch of artboards. So it's going to say hoodie -v2 and then -pink hoodie or whatever. Actually, let's just take off the word hoodie because that's redundant for the sake of our file. Boom, pink, blue, gray. Why did it do that? There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'll save this real quick. We're going to come up here to File, Export. This time we're going to do artboards to files. Could also do artboards to PDF. Oh, Annika says you emailed after Moto Monday. No, this is not the same course as Moto Monday. This is like the vault. This is everything I've ever done, access to it. So every course I've ever made or will make, you are in the family now. So there you go. Okay, so we went to File, Export, Artboards to Files, and let's tell this where to go. Let's browse. Let's go find Paul's apparel. Let's go to Comps. We'll just stash it in there. We'll click Open. Let's call this hoodie dash, and then it'll add the artboard name, so pink, blue, or gray. Make it a JPEG. There's other options in here as well, but we'll do a JPEG. Sure, let's make this high quality. And this ICC profile, it's just It adds a profile so that way the colors have a better chance of looking the same on different devices. We'll click run. All right, let's check it out. So, comps. So we've got hoodie-blue. We've got hoodie-gray. Hoodie-pink. And a jacket. Cool. Looking good. What else do we need? We need a t-shirt. We need a hat. What else did I download? I forget. From Elements. Let's check that out. Let's go up to Assets. What do we got here? Nice snapback. Yes, Annika, you've got both of them. I don't even remember what the other course you got. Was that Paul's course? Probably on Moto Monday. Yeah, you are hooked up for life. Also, slight disclaimer, my wife usually sends access to all those, and she is very pregnant. So if you don't hear from her, feel free to reply and say, hey, you didn't give me the thing yet. What's up, Golden Rose? Thanks for jumping in. Over on Behance. All right, so we got some hats. Let's see. I'm not really digging. Let's see what the help file says. Oh, this is a really cool template, it looks like, but beyond what I want to figure out right now. Let's just open it and we'll give it a couple seconds. Oh man. So these are the smart objects that were turned off. I'm betting if I double click on label, I can turn on an example, save it, close it, see how it looks. Oh, there you go. Not bad. Okay, cool. Let's try this. We'll jump in here. We'll turn the back off. And I still had Paul's logo on my clipboard, so just Command V to paste it. And I actually want to try stashing it down here in the corner. Save it. Smart object. Come back over here to the original. That's pretty cool. I'm not digging the checkers though. How do I turn those off? I could probably read the directions. There we go. Cool. Let's see. Base color. So this will change my base color. Will it? That is so cool. Okay. So I'm on the base layer. It's a color in the template, and I just hit Option Delete to fill it with my foreground color, which happened to be pink, which is why I turned pink. Looks like we've got a massive stroke on here. Let's see if we can play with that at all. So depending on the template you guys download, and I talk a lot about this in my course that's on Skillshare if you guys want to check it out, about how different templates, there's just so many options and how you can create them yourself. Definitely worth checking it out if you haven't seen that yet. I'm going to jump back over. I don't know what to do with this. Purple. Purple seems like a good color for Paul. I'm on a purple kick lately. I don't know why. All right. Let's do that. Do that. Black. Maybe grayscale. Tell you what, we can do a little bit of everything. Let's do this. Let's go to Window, down to Layer Comps, and let's just save this as purple. If you can't make up your mind, just try them all. So I click back on here, go down to the cap, Down to the base color. Let's make this black. Dark, dark, dark gray. Oh, but before I do that, I want to make a duplicate. J. Turn this one off. Make this black. We'll name this layer comp. It's gray. All right, so we got purple. We got gray. I'm not digging the stroke on this though. I gotta figure out what is controlling that. Label stroke. Well, that was easy enough. All right, next we gotta change the label. Let's make it white. We'll go back into the smart object, add a color overlay. Make it white. Save it. And I know I'm flying, guys. I'm running out of time for the stream, so I just want to get through some thoughts here. If you're interested in learning exactly what I'm doing, check out my courses or hang tight for the replay. You can always play it back slower and play and pause wherever you get stuck. So hopefully that helps you out. All right, cool. I'm digging that. This is the gray. Purple. Let's turn off that label stroke on the purple version. Refresh. Okay, so we got purple, gray. He's not gonna like these. I already know. I don't think he's gonna like this style of hat. Not a big deal though. We're just kind of exploring the look of it, kind of playing around. Let's export these two layer styles or layer comps. So we'll go to File, Export, Layer Comps to Files, Browse. Paul Gowin logo. Nope. This one is under Apparel. Comps. Let's stash it in here. We'll click Open. We're going to call this Hat Dash. And then it's going to add purple or gray to the end of it. Boom. Perfect. Run. All right. Let's go to our comps. Now I've got a hat in there. Oh, I didn't need to add the dash because it did an underscore already. So we'll just delete that. Purple. Looks good. Did the gray one not come out yet? I thought I did both. Let me double check. File. Export. Layer comps to files. So right here, this option for selected layer comps only made it so it only did the purple one because that's currently selected. All right, so I could command click multiple at the same time. In this case, I want to do just the gray one because I already did the purple one. Like the purple. Thank you, Golden Rose. It looks velvety. I like it. To run it, we'll export that layer comp. How did I finalize these colors? Annika asks. Okay. Are you talking about on the comp or for the brand itself, Annika, over on Behance? How did I finalize those colors? So, and also this template I'm using right now is elmasatanvato.com/snapback-cap-mockup-5TJXDH8, in case you're wondering. So it looks like I can do a lot with this mockup here. I'm obviously not using it to its full potential. I'm just kind of playing around right now. As far as the brand, right now I decided just to hang out with basically this for Paul. I'm not really diving too much into colors yet, but this color theme over here came from color.adobe.com. So I don't know if it's still open or not. Is this it? Yes. So color.adobe.com is so cool. I was right here under Explore and I found this and I clicked on it and I synced it to my library to pull it in here. Then I right clicked on it and then I clicked add color to swatches which then threw it over here, and I don't have the beach ball going on. Boom. No. Oh, did I not add it this way? Add color to swatches. There we go. Interesting. If I right click on just one of these, it adds literally that specific color. Interesting. Add theme to swatches adds the whole theme. So, Annika, I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but that's how I got these colors. And then I was just kind of playing around, and I was being a little bit lazy. And I just took a screenshot of these colors over here, Command-Shift-4, click and drag, hold down the Control key, then let go of the mouse, come over here and paste it. And then I just sampled the color, this purple here, double clicked on the color picker and Illustrator, grabbed the hex code. This is the worst, longest way to do this. I've just had to work. I've been doing this for like 20 years, you guys. So, as Illustrator and Photoshop and all the Creative Cloud have added new features, such as being able to just sync this with your library, I could have just jumped right into Photoshop. Sorry, my music's too loud. I could have jumped right into Photoshop, come down to Window, down to Libraries, and look. Color themes. There it is right here. I didn't even have to do that. It's just the way my mind has been wired from doing this for years. So then what I did is this specific template has a color base. And so I set my foreground to that color. I don't know if I can do it. Oh, I can. So in Illustrator, no, I'm in Photoshop. Wow. It's probably time to be done with streaming here pretty soon. I could just grab whatever color I wanted, change the color base. And it wasn't showing up earlier because this gray color base was on top of it. So cool. Digging it. Digging it. All right. Anyway, that's how I did the color thing. I'm not sure which side you were asking. Oh, got it. Okay. You've seen some colors earlier today. Golden Rose says, missed the add color to swatches part. Just wing it because you have no idea what you're doing. Hey, that makes two of us. You mean for the brand, Annika? So for the brand, I didn't commit to a color yet. I want to talk to Paul again because we've had like 10 discussions and we've kind of gone in circles a little bit on the color. Thank you, Jessica, over on YouTube. Says, wow, that's nice. So as far as the colors, I have some ideas. I just need to circle back to it, but I'm really happy with the shape for the brand. So what I'll probably end up doing once we define what the brand is going to be, I'll do what I did here with Hydration Junkie. So I'll grab the brand details, like the 3 or however many colors we get, copy that. And because both of these artboards are the same 8.5 by 11, I can just move this down here. I have it copied to my clipboard. I've hit Command F as in front. It'll paste everything in the exact same place in front of everything else. So now if I wanted to define colors for Paul or the brand or whatever brand I'm working on, delete these, delete that, over here. Paul, you're going to end up with purple. That's what's going to happen. Why does it look different? Totally fooling around. I don't know. That's his current color right there. So what I would do now, what I like to do to get these fancy names, I talked about this earlier in the stream. I use an application called SIP, and it just hangs out up here. And any application, it's not Adobe. It just hangs out here regardless of what I'm using. So that I can click on this guy and I can sample color from anywhere. And the reason why I do that, I mean, I use it for other things too, but I love having the fancy name for the color because I didn't know that was Cardinal Pink, but apparently this is Cardinal Pink, which is just perfect. What else we got here? Blackberry. What color is this? Celestial blue. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this color picker at this color so I can see what the CMYK values are and the hex values. We'll copy this hex value. Whoops. Throw it over here. What's up? SIP is great. Yes. What's up, Vikram, over on YouTube? Thanks for jumping in. Annika says, was so behind, wasn't watching the live video. That's okay. Stoked to have you here in the chat regardless. So this is not the right Pantone color, but I could make it the right Pantone color. Honestly, my brain is drawing a blank. I don't even remember color swatches. It's been a minute since I've done this, and I'm fading. So we are going to wrap this up here pretty soon. So what I would do, sample this, Command Shift 4 to take a screenshot of this, Control. We're going to paste it right here. That way, as I type in here, my numbers don't disappear and I can still see what I'm doing. Magenta is 96. Yellow is 0. Black is 46. Anyway, and then I would rinse and repeat on all of these. I'm just going to do this. So that way I remember that I haven't done these yet. Redacted. Okay. So if I was defining colors, that's how I would do it. This file may be read only. What? Oh, after all of that, I did all of this work in the PDF file of this. Nice. So we're going to go Command Shift S to save as, not a PDF. We're going to make it a Illustrator document. And I'm going to throw this right on my desktop. And we're going to call it Color Exploration. And actually, no, we're going to try and keep it clean. Let's go back into his logo files. We'll throw it in there. Okay. At least now I have it to come back to later after the stream. But that's how I'd go through and define the colors, which again, I haven't done yet. All right. What else? How are you guys doing? Ryan's still in the chat. What's up, man? Dude, it's getting late for you. It's after midnight. Are you in New York right now? Let's see. What else should we do? We've got, let's jump back over here into the brand. We've got the hat in gray. We've got purple. We have a hoodie. I feel like this is like a Maui Jim sunglasses logo. We should make some sunglasses for Paul. Nice jacket. Okay, did we not do the water bottle? I thought we did the water bottle. Let me jump back over into Dimension. We started that. Let's render this out. Maybe scale it up a little bit. Nope, wrong one. Nope. I forget how to scale. There it is. All right. Do I like it in white and black like that? I don't know. We'll render it. We'll do it. All right, we'll come here to render. Water bottle, we'll do it medium-ish as a PNG. This technically isn't apparel, but we'll throw it in here anyway with the rest of it. Let's click render. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. So while it's thinking about it, let's jump. What else could we do? We did the water bottle, the hat, hoodie. I think we're heading the right direction. The night is young. Annika, where are you watching from? I'm gonna have to have second dinner if I keep this up though. I had a long time ago. My stomach is making noises. Is it done? Oh, it's only 17% rendering. Okay, we'll let that keep thinking about it. Let's see. We've kind of played around with colors. We kind of played around with that. What other things can we do? Let's work on a... I don't know if I'm going to jump into XD or not. Here in India, the night is forever young out here. Oh, man. Golden Rose, yes. Dimension is so cool. I'm really digging it. And they do a really good job with walkthrough. If you've never used Dimension before, you'll be up and running in literally 5 minutes. You'll at least have a good idea of how to play around with it. And it's a ton of fun. What's even cooler that I haven't really gotten into a whole bunch yet is Adobe Aero. So like 3D and AR, augmented reality. So when you're exporting stuff in Photoshop, let me jump back over here real quick. If I go to File, Export for Aero is nestled in here. And I need to at some point do a live about this. It's so cool. So many cool things you can do with this, the different interactions for Adobe Aero. So maybe on the weekend when you're checking out Dimension, check out Adobe Aero too. All right, let's see. We've got our hat. We've got our swag. What was I doing, guys? We're waiting for it to render. I was going to make one more thing. Oh, let's just... typically, you would want a wireframe in XD, but I've already got Photoshop open. So what I'm going to do is hit Command-N to make something new. Come up here to Web. Let's do... Web large is fine. Actually... So, okay, in Photoshop, here's a buried feature that's literally right in front of your face. But if you're like me, I've been missing it my entire life. You have all these different new document templates, and it's easy to miss it. But if you scroll down, there are actually a bunch of free, really cool assets just baked right into Photoshop. So if I jump over here to Web and I click View All Presets, change this real quick. You can see that we've got some different presets for different browser sizes. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. There's an elegant responsive page layout. So I'm right up here. I'm going to click on that. I've already downloaded it. I can click See Preview, or you can click Download if you haven't downloaded it yet. Let's click Open. Let's check it out. All right, so here, check this out. Is a built-in web design document right inside of Photoshop with all the different containers, or what did Sarah call these today? Blades? Somebody I'm working with calls these blades. I'd never heard it called a blade before. Basically these chunks. Anyway, so let's play with this for Paul. Let's just kind of play around with this. Let's your logo here. It's a smart object, so I'll double click on it. Placeholder. Let's jump back into the logo. Copy it. Paste it. Let's turn that off. Save it. And now updated. Cool. All right, but I want it to be white, so let's color overlay. All right. Have this photo somewhere. I'm just going to steal it from somewhere else. There's Paul. I don't see So that's the image, that's the background, your image here. Okay, double click in here, my image here. There's a mask, image up here. Drag and drop this right in there. And I'm gonna hold down Option and click between these two layers to make it mask with this below it. Save it. Close that smart object. I automatically threw it in there. I don't like what's happening with the text or the overlay. And yes, you can design a whole web page mockup in Photoshop. I would encourage you, I like Photoshop because I've been using it basically my entire life. So I like being able to think that way when I'm doing things. And this template that we just downloaded, in case you missed it, you can watch a replay, or I'll just show you real quick. File, new. Up here, I went to web. I scrolled down a little bit, and it was the second template in right here, this Shasta responsive page. That's what we opened. So you could build on this as kind of a quick way. You can see I'm just throwing assets in here real quick, playing around with it. I would encourage you, if you're interested in web design, to explore Adobe XD because of some of the advanced animation features and other things it has built in. Annika says actually would do it in Illustrator. There's so many approaches to it, and the way that I like to work, I typically build in WordPress. Actually, let me switch to this real quick while I open something up, just to make sure that passwords are protected and safe. Photoshop is just not for me, Annika says. I get it. So let's see. What was I even going to show you? I build my websites in Local. So Local by Flywheel, you can download the app for free and run WordPress sites without having a host. If you want them to be seen, you have to actually publish them somewhere, but it lets you build a site really fast. So what I end up doing when I'm building a WordPress site is, rather than designing the entire website, typically I'm designing images for different containers. And if you want an in-depth walkthrough of exactly how I do that, I have a web design with WordPress course you can check out as well. I think it's on Skillshare. Now I'm not sure. It's definitely on Udemy. And if you got the Vault tonight or this morning, depending where you're watching from, it's in the Vault as well. So that's web design with WordPress, and I show you how I go through and build stuff. So typically how I would work, I mean, this is kind of an extreme example. I was going to start fleshing out a website. Typically what I would do is I would just create things kind of one image at a time. So I would actually open up a new file, and let's say I'm working on the header of an image or header of a website. I'd go to web, I'd grab something that got me close, or I might even physically key it in. I might say like 2000 pixels by like, I don't know, 400 or 450. It depends on the website and the need. That's not the right size. Let's go Command Option C to change my canvas size, change it to pixels. And here's a cool feature if you didn't know it. So image, canvas size, Command Option C is how I got here. Let's say, I'm just going to throw something in here. Oops. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's say you've got this image here. Throw background in it real quick. Okay, so we got text and a banner. And let's say you want to make it bigger. Command Option C or image, canvas size. And if I just say, and this is inches, let's make it pixels because we're designing for the web. Let's say I want to make it taller. And let's say I make 100 pixels taller. Well, what it's going to do currently relatively to this, it's going to add 50 pixels on top and 50 pixels below. It should. Why did it not? It's going to make a liar out of me. Maybe it filled this. Let me just try something different real quick. So much for cool techniques. Dang it. Let's try this. Image, canvas size, height. Let's do 100. All right, guys. I don't know. It's because it's an artboard. Is it because it's an artboard? Right click, ungroup artboards, and now it's a regular document again. Let's try this one more time. Command Option C. Pixels. Turn off relative. I want this to be exactly 2000 by 450 pixels tall. All right, so it was the artboards that was kind of screwing us up. All right, so let's say you're trying to make this taller and you're designing your image. Command Option C. I can, instead of making it add pixels to the top and the bottom, I can click on one of these arrows and say, I want the expansion to go from the top down or from the bottom up. So if I click up here and I say height, let's say I want to add 100 pixels, instead of adding to the top and the bottom, it's going to add them, forcing it down below. So if I click OK, it should, there we go. It added 100 pixels down below my image. Random knowledge for today. I don't know why I even went there. That's why I don't like Photoshop. So funny. All right, so let's see here. Again, this is how I'd start designing like header images. Let's go back to Paul's stuff here. We've got something that we would use for a header. Let's grab that photo I started playing around with. Just drag and drop right in here. This is not a super great example because of how tall it is. Let's go ahead and pretend like we're going to work with that color. I don't remember what it was. Oh, actually, it's in my library. We'll grab this kind of blackberry plumish color. I'm just going to copy the smart object, jump into Photoshop, paste it in there as a smart object. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get it in here so I can sample that color. Or I can scale it, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll just sample it. So that's my foreground color. Background. All right, Paul, what are we going to do with your face here? What are we going to do with this? All right, maybe we'll add a mask to it. Get my gradient tool, the letter G. And up here, I'm going to be drawing with a foreground to transparent gradient. So whatever is on the front is going to go from that color and then fade to transparent. So because the foreground is black, it's going to paint with black on top of this mask over here. So if I click on the mask with the gradient tool, click and drag from left to right, it's going to be drawing or painting with black and then fading to transparent. So I hope that makes sense. But I do that to kind of get fades, fade it from one to the next here. I don't like that. This is not, it's all right. We're still playing. Command J to jump cut that. I'm going to turn off the background because now I want to play around with the blend modes. So see if anything cool happens with any of these blend modes. Multiply is probably a good place to play around with, but this is kind of a weird, let's desaturate that. Rasterize. Image, mode, nope, adjustments. Desaturate, hue saturation. This is not what I want to do. It's all right though. I'm just kind of playing around, giving you guys an idea of something we could do for a web image. This is so funny. I'm going to watch the replay and I'm going to be like, what were you doing? But this is the kind of stuff that gets you to the final result, right? You got to play around. You got to explore. You got to, I don't know, just kick it around, see what happens. Ryan, I am using an app called Visualize. So Visualize is the app that I use, and it shows keystrokes. You can display some of the, what am I trying to say? You can do the repeat count. You can do lots of options, lots of cool stuff. So Visualize is what I'm using right now to broadcast. Plus it makes, I think, my mouse cursor bigger. Plus when I click it broadcasts that blue circle thing. So visualize, check it out. Hopefully that's helpful. All right. This is, what am I going to do? Oh, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Okay. So we were exploring with trying to put Paul's face in there, but let's do something else. Let's jump over to, Texture King, or even Adobe Stock or Elements. I've already done this, whatever. Let's just grab a random background. Let's just grab something. You can even do subtle patterns. Patterns.com. Why am I all caps? I don't know. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So the Moroccan flower dark pattern. Let's just do this. Okay. So I'm on subtlepatterns.com. I'm going to download the pattern. Let's go ahead and expand this. Let's see, Moroccan dark. So this is just a PNG. This is a repeating pattern. I'm going to throw this right into Photoshop. Command A to highlight all of it. I'm going to go to Edit, Define Pattern. Boink. Moroccan flower dark. Perfect. Okay, so now what I can do is jump back over to my other file here. And let's just make a new layer. Let's just fill it with 50% gray. Let's do a pattern overlay style on this. And now that blue pattern is now available in my style overlay. Let's scale this up a little bit, do whatever we want with the pattern. Just a little something, something. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Click OK. I'm going to see if I come up here to layer style, create layer right here. I don't know if this is going to work. I've never tried this before. Okay, cool. Yes, that's what I wanted. So it broke out that pattern that I just did into its own like layer thing, because what I really want to do with this, instead of it being blue, I think I'm going to make it, what do I want to do with this? I think I'm just going to desaturate it. Now I can cycle through my blend modes and basically keep it within the brand color that we were kind of exploring. It's too dark. But still have that pattern come in from subtle patterns. I think darken is the best. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. We need some text. I don't know what text to put in here, but if this was a header, let's just some lorem ipsum in there. A little less text. Cool. All right. I'm just kind of playing around with ways to make elements for the brand here. Let's see. So something else we could do, back to that Texture King thing. When I jumped over to subtle patterns, I could grab this texture, right click, copy the image. And before we get carried away, sometimes what I like to do is just shift click everything in here and group it, Command G to group it. I might call this V1, Command J to jump cut, and let's call this one V2. So now I can kind of start breaking stuff or trying different looks. Command V to paste that texture I just had. Oh, that's kind of cool, just like it is almost. But let's... I don't know what I'm going for here. I'm just kind of exploring, just being creative. Seeing if anything stands out. It's tough to see. It's tough to see if the colors are good because I'm getting blinded by these lights here for the camera, but it's all good. That's kind of cool. I'll scrub down the opacity a little bit. Make it a little more subtle. Maybe let's add some more depth to it. So I'm going to, let's add a layer right above it. I'll sample a color from here, which seems to be working. Hey, Ryan, FYI, if you're doing, or anybody else who uses this Visualize app, I've noticed sometimes the color picker, at least in Illustrator, likes to sample the blue circle instead of the actual artboard. So just sometimes you have to turn it off. Heads up on that. Anyway, I've got this purple selected. I've got a blank layer, letter G to get my gradient tool. We're still drawing with a foreground to transparent. And I'm just going to kind of bring in a little bit here. I'm going to change my blend mode on this layer to multiply. So I'm just kind of almost like a vignette, sort of. I could also take like a soft brush and maybe scrub down the brush's opacity a little bit and just kind of do it by hand, just to add some more something to it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We're just kind of playing right now. So here's the first look, which is super subtle. Now you can't even see the pattern, I feel like. So what I like about this pattern, which is kind of a happy accident. So part of what Paul is working on right now, he's talking about the dark side of the moon. And it ties into some of the lectures and some of the teaching he does. And this background that he tried to do on his website is the moon. And I kind of made fun of him for it just a little bit, mostly just because of some of the students were giving him flack about it. But the concept is really cool. So trying to think of ways that we could implement that with the brand. And he's basically done that. And so what's interesting, my wife just brought me a chocolate chip cookie. You are a good wife. Thank you. Huh. Anyway, the moon. I could straight up grab the moon, but honestly, this texture looks like the moon. So anyway, there's that. Command J to jump cut this. Let's rename it V3. Let's play around with color. Let's just see if we do something different, how that plays out. Thank you. So let's grab this color, fill it with blue. That looks nothing like I expected, but that's because our blend mode's up here. This is set to darken. And I'm assuming that's the reason why. Yeah. So we'll just change the blend mode to something else. Color dodge. There you go. So textures, patterns, backgrounds are an easy way to add more visual interest to something that's maybe got nothing going on. So that's kind of my approach for creating some banner images. Maybe in another stream, I'll show you how I do some really cool stuff. This is a company I just did a website for, and I made this parallax header. So it responds to your mouse and where the mouse is. And this is the Salient WordPress theme. And I basically took an image and then created multiple layers. I cut it out in Photoshop and then create multiple layers with a PNG. And Salient has a parallax mouse-based effect thing. That's kind of how this is working. So this is the kind of stuff I love to do. I love to make like just a huge header image with not a lot going on. So anyway, cool website, something I've done recently. All right, guys. I think that's about it for me for tonight. Questions, comments, concerns. Ryan, we should catch up. I'll try and hit you up in Discord. It'd be cool to do something collaborative. And at the very least, I had questions about Behance that we should catch up with. That'd be cool. Yeah, guys, I hope you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And if you want to learn more, check out the links below. My website, derrickmitchell.com. I've got some fun stuff there. Those of you who won stuff tonight, be sure to email and claim that stuff so we can get you hooked up. In the meantime, go to derrickmitchell.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, so I can send you some goodies, some freebies, and keep you in the loop when I publish new content. So check that out. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video if you haven't already. And you guys have been awesome. Thanks, Annika. The Helix 6 logo is pretty cool. I wish I could claim credit for that. I actually didn't do that one. Golden Rose, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Ryan, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, hopefully we will see you in the very, very near future. Catch you later. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. Hope you learned a lot of valuable information, and I appreciate you sticking around to the very end. But before you go, just a couple things I want to remind you. The first is, if you haven't already, feel free to like this video if you can, depending on where you're watching from. Give it a thumbs up, or subscribe, or tap the bell, or give it a follow if you can. And also maybe even just copy the link up in the browser and share it with a friend, or post it to your Facebook page. I'd really appreciate that. But again, just want to say thanks for sticking around, and I'd love to continue going live as much as possible and helping you guys out. So the best way that I can help you is by you commenting on the videos below. I read those comments. I engage with them as soon as I can, if I can, when I see them. So if it's live, I'll try and answer you right away. If this is a replay, you can still comment on the video, and I go back and I read those. So I just wanted to say thanks again for watching, and let me know what you're working on. I'd love to help you out, and hopefully we will see you in the next live. And to be sure you don't miss it, like this video and subscribe and follow and do the things. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.